everybody. Today I thought I'd take a few minutes to talk to you about finding the right photographer for you. You're very lucky today as a consumer because there are so many photographers out there. And while it's hard for us as photographers sometimes, it's the perfect opportunity for you to really shop around and find someone who fits your needs perfectly. So these are some things that you should think about before you just settle on a photographer. Because there are so many. So taking the time to really look into them and figure out what's going to work for you is a really great idea. So my first tip is to shop around. As far as you know, there could be 20 photographers within a mile to 2 mile radius from you. So it's a really good thing to just Google the wonderful world of the internet. Just Google and see what photographers there are who are close to you. This will give you the opportunity to be able to get online and look at their work and see who you like best. And then you can go from there. So shopping around is key. My second tip is to ask them to see an entire session. This is probably the first thing a lot of people fail to do. It's really easy for anybody to take a camera, take a bunch of pictures, and then pick out 3 photos from one session that are pretty decent. But to consistently be able to take pictures throughout the entirety of a session is another story. So many photographers will actually have albums that you can look at that will have photos from a senior's entire session or a family's entire session or a couple's entire session. And you can see all the photos they took throughout the course of their session. So asking to see a client's entire session can really help you to see if that photographer can create consistently good work for you. The third tip is to connect. And what I mean by this is that I believe that the best photographers take the time to get to know you. And that whether that's through questionnaire or a survey or an email correspondence or in person's what I do, it offers you the opportunity to get to know them, for them to get to know you, and then you can connect. And then you'll feel like you trust them. And if you trust them, it makes it so much easier for them to get really good photos of you and for you to get really good photos of yourself. If you don't trust your photographer, then they probably aren't the right person for you. So making sure that you get the opportunity to connect with one another, not just you with them, but them with you, can really help you figure out if a photographer is right for you. The fourth tip is service. Yes, the end product that you are wanting to get is photographs or an album or a video or whatever the case may be. You're looking for a product in the end. However, please don't underestimate the value of service. I myself make it a priority to take really good care of my clients. Whether that's, and that's from the very beginning, from that first email or phone call all the way to the day they pick up their portraits and after. I want to make sure that my clients are well taken care of. And it's really easy for a newer photographer or any photographer to become overly bogged down with clients, and then you end up waiting months to get your senior photos. So go out there and ask your friends. Look online for reviews. Take some time to find out what people's experience with a photographer has been so that you can make sure you're going to have an exceptional experience as well. I'm sorry, I have the sniffles. My fifth tip, it goes back into that connecting. Do they get to know you? This may not be as important to everyone, but it is to me. And I like to do business with people who are interested in me and who I'm interested in them. So if your photographer doesn't take the time to get to know you, you probably aren't going to get photos that really reflect you. You'll get photos that look really good, that are technically correct, that have great lighting, but they might not showcase who you are. So it kind of depends on how important that is to you. But for me as a person and me as a professional and a photographer, it's important for me to get to know my clients. And when as a consumer, I like to get to know, I like the businesses I work with that actually take an interest in who I am and what I do. Tip number 6, be outfit savvy. This is important too, and I've done videos on this, I've done journal entries on this, I've done all kinds of articles about outfits, but taking the time to really select outfits that reflect who you are as a person or a family, and that are not so trendy that they're going to be out of date or overly matchy, really figuring out and narrowing down your outfit choices can make a huge difference in the quality of your senior family or couple portraits. Tip 7, pay attention to detail. This may seem like something the photographer should do, and a lot of times they do, but what this means more so is, are you going to get your makeup done? Are you going to have your hair done? Are you going to get your nails done? Making sure that your shoes match your outfit. If you have accessories, all those little things that seem really small but can add up to a huge difference in what your portraits look like and the overall feel of them. Don't brush that off and think that it's no big deal. All those details can make a huge difference in what your portraits look like and how confident you are, which then plays into how great your photos look. So don't forget to pay attention to those little things that might mean a lot in the long run. Tip 8, think about the end result. What are you looking for? Are you just wanting one big picture for your wall? Are you wanting a wall collage? Are you wanting an album? Are you wanting a photo video slideshow? What is it that you're hoping to walk away from this session with? Every photographer is different. I myself, I do offer wall portraits and gift prints, and I offer pretty much all of that stuff. What I love to sell are wall portraits and albums. Those are the things that mean the most to me. I feel that, and it's very cliche, almost every photographer says this now, but you have a story. And I feel like the best way to tell your story is through an album, because we can put a bunch of your images in there, we can include quotes, and it'll really tell the story of who you are. So I like albums for that reason. I also love wall portraits. And this is a personal thing, but my house didn't feel like home till there were photos of me and my family up on my wall. And I didn't know how important that was to me until they got hung up, and it just instantly felt like home. There's just something about pictures of yourself on your wall that means a lot. And so I always want my clients to be able to go home with wall art and an album. There are photographers who they know that their clients prefer digitals, so all they sell is digitals. So really knowing what you want can help you figure out which photographer offers those things, so you can pick the one who offers what you desire. And then my last tip is make sure you compromise smartly. I understand financial pressures and having budgets. My husband and I work with budgets all the time. However, we do have certain things that we understand that it's more important to spend a little extra money on to ensure the life of the product or the quality of whatever we're receiving, rather than being cheap about it. So it depends on how when you're making the compromise, make sure you're making that compromise smartly. Is it worth it to compromise the quality of your pictures to have a cheaper price if they're not going to last, if they're not going to be well done? You may have to do them over again. I can't tell you how many clients I've had who've come to me after going somewhere else and being incredibly disappointed. So really take the time to evaluate what things are important to you so you can make the best decision for you. So, those are my 9 tips for today on how to ensure you're finding the right photographer for your needs. I hope you found this really helpful. If you have any questions or would like to contact me about a session, my email is Stephanie, Stephanie, @greentreemediaonline.com. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you soon.